people here that will also be available to answer questions afterwards. But we'll go through this and try to keep it as short as we can for you. But I think you're going to find this, I hope it really stirs some excitement about things that are happening in Kingman. One of the things that we hear a lot is there's a need for a place where we can come together with ideas and share things and facilitate development of ideas. And I wanted to call your attention, we have that. The Sandbox is an excellent opportunity for bringing ideas together and sharing them. They're doing some things that range all the way from some cleanup projects on Stockton Hill Road to the splash pad that they're working on for one of the local parks. I have the contact information there, which is Jamie Taylor. The Best of the West Festival on September 25th, kind of a blending of the Andy Divine Days and the Route 66 Festival we had last year. I talked to Doris, she couldn't be here, she's in California, but she said she still needs sponsors, and they're looking for Native American artists. She wants to have a big display of Native American artists here for this, since they're blending the West and Route 66. The Route 66 Walk of Fame, we introduced this last year, and the concept was twofold: to honor the people locally and internationally who have contributed to transforming Route 66 from a highway into an icon. And the second part of this was to create a tourist attraction out of something relatively simple. And it was decided that every year the induction ceremony would be tied into the Best of the West on 66. That would help promote the festival and promote the Walk of Fame at the same time. I got with Dora a couple days ago. We put together a press release. She asked for a list of who we could nominate outside of Kingman that should be included in this. The press release was published today in Route 66 News, and it's already been picked up internationally, which gives us a plug for this year's festival, a plug for next year's festival, and an opportunity to make the Walk of Fame a destination in itself. And I'll pass this around for you. This came out today, it's on Facebook and it's be on their website. It's a reprint of our press release, a link to Route 66 News. This is from the Dutch Route 66 Association.
Jim?
Yes.
Is this interactive or can we speak?
We'll ask questions after.
Okay.
If you want to just take notes and make it
I will.
easy.
I'm taking notes.
We'll answer any questions
Okay.
you have. The Route 66 Association of Kingman was organized originally in 1994. It's recently been reorganized with Scott Douglas, the president. Other board members are Keith Walker and Craig Graves. If you want to see what the association is going to do for the city, you can look down the corner, 4th and Andy Klein and Scott spearheading this. The idea is to use the association to support, facilitate, and develop the 160-mile corridor of Route 66 we have, and focus on Kingman as the central point of destination for this. This is kind of important. The National Park Service Route 66 Corridor Preservation Program a couple of years ago began working with World Monuments Fund. The first thing they did was an economic impact study, and I have a link there for you. You can look this up. It's a PDF file. It's quite dated at this time because this has increased exponentially the potential for Route 66 development since this was released. But this has now moved forward to the Route 66 The Road Ahead initiative. And there's going to be a series of workshops and a town hall meeting in Flagstaff Tuesday, July 28th. When I originally put this together a couple of days ago, we didn't have a location, and we do now. And I can share that with you in Flagstaff. This is a really tremendous program. The goal behind this is to create an entity that will be a support structure for cities, state Route 66 associations, international associations, to facilitate, coordinate, and organize. So we avoid wasted resources and duplicated time and effort. There are several committees that are part of this. There's going to be an economic development committee, and I pleased to say that I was asked to serve on the National Park Service Route 66 Corridor Economic Development Program. So this has tremendous potential, and if anybody can attend the 28th, I highly recommend it. There'll be a series of workshops and further information about what this can mean to the Route 66 community, the Kingman Association, and State Association, as well as the city. Plug share, this came to my attention last year when we had the Route 66 International Festival here in Kingman, and we started working with the Historic Electric Vehicle Foundation to establish the Electric Vehicle Museum. Plug share is a real simple website, but it's also a tremendous resource for places like the Ramada that's hosting this evening. In fact, the Ramada, they've really become strong community supporters, you can see by this. And they are working on putting electric vehicles charging station here. But this plug share, for anyone who has any facility at all where you can plug in electric vehicle, level 1, 2, or 3. Level 1 charging would be your like Tesla superchargers. And all the way down to a trickle charger where you have to plug your car in overnight to charge your batteries. But it's a free website. You can go on, register, put your business in, and it's an interactive map that people can pull up in their Tesla or other places where they can charge their vehicles while traveling. So it's a great promotional resource for businesses. I wanted to call your attention to Route 66 Tours in Brisbane, Australia will be stopping for a lunch and question and answer session on Tuesday, July 21st. Now, Dale Butel, the owner of the company, and his wife, they're very strong Route 66 supporters, and they're going to be one of the inductees in the Route 66 Walk of Fame. But since they can't be here for that the festival this year, Dora is going to organize a ceremony for them at that time in the park. So if we can get some participation, some turnout, would be, kind of nice to have. The Route 66 Tour Company is pretty indicative of what we have here in Kingman. And Route 66 is just, Ian Bowman on Santa Monica Pier refers to Route 66 as the gateway drug. It's what we bring people here, and once we have them here, we can sell and market the Walpole Mountain Park and all these other assets that we have here. Route 66 Tours has already sold 90% of their spring tour for 2016. And if you'll hear, this is from their website, that included in their spring tour package is 3 days in Kingman, Arizona for the Route 66 fun run. This is also indicative of what's happening on the road. These people owned a tour company in Australia. They specialized in South Asia, Tahiti, the South Pacific. They took a honeymoon trip on Route 66 and bought a Mustang back east and drove Route 66. And they fell in love with the road, the culture, started selling this. They're now doing 3 full tours a year, just Route 66. Plus they do additional tours like the Sturgis tour that starts in Vegas, runs Route 66 to Flagstaff and the Grand Canyon up to Monument Valley. On Sunday, August 16th, down at Mr. D's in Locomotive Park, we have Wolfgang will be here with the German Route 66 Association. He'll be stopping with his group for lunch. And Wolfgang and his group are the principal organizers behind the 2016 European Route 66 Festival next year, which will be held in near Stuttgart, Germany in July. This is an opportunity to meet with him to get information about that. And the Kingman Route 66 Association is going to be offering honorary memberships to association presidents internationally. So there'll be a little get-together down at Mr. D's, and we'd sure like to have a good turnout for this as well. The reason I bring this to your attention, a lot of times we hear that I didn't know about these things in advance, and this is an opportunity to bring the community together and develop a sense of community around these events. This is a little something from the German Route 66 Festival, promotion for the German festival and a meeting they just held in Germany, getting ready for groups that will be traveling Route 66 with them this year. They've also expanded their tour company. They're doing several other tours in the Southwest, a national parks tour, and they'll be doing 2 Route 66 tours. When I was in Amsterdam this year, I was able to work with Wolfgang on some projects, and one of the things we're going to have in Germany is a full Route 66 information center. Video can be shown, brochures, materials can be distributed, and all of the European associations have committed to making this happen. That would be the Norwegian, Belgian, Dutch, German, Czech, Italian, and French associations. And the Japanese association that just was formed has also offered support for this. We haven't got this all worked out yet, so we'll have to provide details as they become available. But Dries Bessels, the president of the Dutch Route 66 Association, will be here on September 8th, and he's leading a tour with U.S. bikers. This is a Netherlands-based company that's now expanded to 6 tours a year, 2 Route 66 tours, and 3 national park tours that loop through Kingman and the national parks, Zion, Bryce. Dries will be inducted into the Route 66 Walk of Fame, so we're going to have a small ceremony for him as well. One of the problems we've got with the groups that overnight, like with Dries, is they check into a hotel and they don't like to drive. They're on motorcycles, and so when they check in, they don't like to leave the hotel, or they stay at the Quality Inn and they'll walk to the Dan Bar, or they'll stay here. So if we do something downtown for Dries on September 8th, it was mentioned that it might be a neat idea if some of the car clubs turned out and offered to shuttle these people downtown. Something we can be working on.
Where will they be staying?
We're not sure yet. That's all got to be determined. On September 29th, Zdeněk Jurisic will be stopping here with his 2nd Route 66 tour this year. Zdeněk is just an incredible fellow. I hope you folks will come by and meet this gentleman. We're working on putting something special together for him, either a breakfast at Mr. D's or an evening situation like for Dries Bessels. Zdeněk is he's an internationally acclaimed film producer, and he's also an avid Route 66 enthusiast. And when he speaks, his English is a little rough, but I've seen him speak to large groups in Anaheim and other places, and he'll bring tears to your eyes. He talks about growing up in a communist country, listening to Radio Free America, and how Harley Davidson and how Route 66 and these things symbolized freedom. He's not only put together the Czech Route 66 Association, they hold an annual Route 66 festival in Slovakia that last year attracted about 20,000 people. He's established a Route 66 home hotel, and he also has a Route 66 film festival he does now every year. And he just completed an award-winning documentary. I got this afternoon from him. His television documentary has been picked up by a TV station, or a TV company, and it's going to be shown throughout Slovakia, Czechoslovakia, Poland, and Russia. Also, those pictures are a little small to see. That's from his May tour when they stopped at Mr. D's downtown. Real quick, an update on the Grand Canyon Caverns. This is a real exciting development. I wish John McNulty was here to talk to you about this, because this is another Route 66 success story. This fellow fell in love with the caverns 14, 15 years ago, and has worked diligently to buy them and bring them back to life. My dad always said it was better to fill your head with useless knowledge than no knowledge at all. That 4-lane section of Route 66 in front of the caverns, when that was put in, that was the only 4-lane section of Route 66 outside of places like Williams and Winslow, between Albuquerque and Los Angeles. And the reason was because of the traffic situation there. That was the #2 attraction in the state of Arizona, aside from Grand Canyon itself. Well, John is putting this thing back together, and it's really exciting what he's doing. He has both restaurants currently up and going. He's preserving the 1950s atmosphere, but he has both restaurants going. He has the lounge going. He's expanded on the dinosaur park, and he's put in a miniature golf course. He has the service station open. He's now working on a hotel. He's trying to buy as much as he can locally. I facilitated a meeting with a company here, and he's ordered 100 mattresses for his property. So this is more than just tourism. We're talking, this is another facet of the economic potential that we have here. One of the most exciting things that he's doing, he's got trail rides that he's put in, complete with chuck wagon. They've discovered 2 new levels in the cave. They just received permission from the state of Arizona to open those new levels, and Brown Drilling is currently working on that at this time, and he hopes to have them open in 12 to 18 months. The exploring company that mapped these and discovered these said that there's formations that they have never seen before anywhere in the world. So, and the last part about Grand Canyon Caverns is he's expanded, updated, and modernized the RV park. And he just received recognition from Good Sam as one of the top RV parks in northern Arizona. As you can see by this gathering, the Ramada is very receptive to community support on all fronts and all levels. I talked to Joel yesterday afternoon, and details are not finalized yet, but they've got a pretty heavy marketing going out, targeting specific groups, car clubs, trying to bring them in for weekends here in Kingman. They're working to develop for this winter snowbirds, advertising weekend getaways in Kingman, targeting everything from Apache Junction, Ehrenberg, all the way down to Yuma. And equally as exciting, they're talking about doing day trips on Route 66 with vintage cars as part of their tour packages. And that should all come together probably in the next week or 2. I've received a whole litany of calls about the William Shatner situation.
William Shatner situation.
I don't know what to tell you on this, guys. It's really odd. I did receive a call on Friday. They're supposed to be scheduled to stop in Kingman, but they've asked to keep it quiet until, even my publicist, they said they want to keep it quiet until afterwards. I don't understand this, don't know why, but they are filming for a program, and it's also a fundraiser for the American Legion. I'll honor his wishes, even though everybody